sun can start and going down. Oh, yeah. Oh, no, no, start and going down. Oh, yeah. Oh, no, no, no.
What up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel, Just Des TV. Thank you guys for stopping by. Yes, I've been MIA. Yes, Love and Marriage was on a hiatus and for a couple of weeks, but we are back. And so is the show. And there has been a lot of shenanigans going on with the show. Yes, it has been, child. It's been Destiny. It's been Stormy. It's been a whole lot. It's been Tish, child. These women are getting dragged through the mud, child. I don't know. Y'all let me know if y'all know that Stormy is being sued and countersuing Kyle, the ex-CEO of her business, child. They've been back and forth, child. He dropped receipts, as Destiny said. He dropped receipts, child. He's suing Stormy, and she is countersuing. And she had surgery. I think she had surgery. It looked like she done got something done. Because she came on with her facelift thing on, you know, them things that them Koreans be wearing. I only be seeing them in Korean dramas, child. Yeah, child. We're going to talk about it, though. Probably at the end. More so at the end than anything else. I didn't do a separate video because I didn't feel like it needed to be. Also, y'all know, Destiny, child. Destiny done lost her lawsuit against LeBarrick. LeBarrick done won, child. We're going to talk about it at the end. We're going to talk about a lot of stuff at the end about Destiny and her situation with LeBarrick. And Tish, child. Tish is saying that her ex-husband is allegedly liking men on a DL, child. She is saying that as well. We're not really going to get too much into that because I don't really care about this Tish dynamic. I really don't. So I'm not really going to talk about it. Not really. But anyway, they're back and they still with the shenanigans and we're going to talk about it. So y'all stick around and let's get it going. Let's get it going. So episode 13 of Love and Marriage Huntsville, Carlos got on our YouTube streets and said that they was stopping because of the Olympics, and other people were saying that they stopped because of the poor ratings. Hopefully they give us something else to look forward to, because even after today's episode, I don't know if once they go on this hiatus, I'm going to come back to reviewing this show. I'll probably pick up something else, because I'm still unimpressed and at the foolishness that they coming with. But anyway, let's get started. So it starts off with Melody conducting her class. You know, she does a property preservation class that she has been offering. She's done several classes since actually this scene. She's talked about it a few times, and I like the fact that she is teaching people how to make money. Doing property preservation, all the things that they need, all the bells and whistles that they have to go through. And she even boasted about some successes. People have been on like comments in certain areas stating that they have done what she said and they are profiting currently. And she's only done, I think, a few classes. I don't really know the exact number, but I know she's done a few. So kudos to her for doing that and even showing that she is making progress in her business and she's moving forward. She's done a lot of things. She did a TikTok live for her and did a great job selling out her products. So she's persevering in her career and moving forward, unlike a lot of these other people on the show. But that's a whole nother topic for a whole nother day. Anyway, she speaks with Sonny and finds out that her and Moses are actually planning on moving to Huntsville. And she was actually surprised, but not really surprised. It is what it is. You know, Nell and Chris are enjoying a night drinking some wine and having some discussions about the session with Dr. Francis and the children and how that panned out and how things worked out and what they learned and what they didn't learn and how they're going to proceed forward. I like the conversation that they had. I like the fact that Nell is a little bit of, she's taking the responsibility for her actions, and she said she didn't talk a lot, that she listened a lot, but she did talk a lot. It is what it is. But she says she's going to implement the changes that Dr. Francis had discussed with her and the children so that they can move on to have a better relationship. And I appreciate that in any family dynamic. It's not just this TV stuff. It's any family dynamic that I appreciate that everybody is going to be taking the time to implement, if they go to counseling, what the counselor said, and in order to move forward and become a tighter family. I feel like every family dynamic that struggles should have something like this going on. So I appreciated that. So we head over to Kimmy and Marcel, and they meet up at an event with an event planner because they are planning a little testing, like a food testing for a chef that they have, because they do like little restaurants or something like that. And everyone is invited except Martell, we find out. So Mel shows up, Nell shows up, Tisha shows up, and the husbands show up as well. So they discuss that they discussed the black closing and that situation. Like they discussed before they ended the last episode, they discussed the black closing. And initially when everybody found out, or the world found out, that black had closed down for a little bit, they initially said that it was the melometers' fault, that the melometers was calling and got them closed down. Last episode, I had already discussed that in the review, that they said now that it was the city of Huntsville and the people and the neighbors and the church. So this is why I say that these people don't have any credibility. I don't like it. Tisha tries to imply the same thing already, that was it the millimeters, or was it the city? And before Melody could really actually respond, Marceau jumps in and he's like, it was the city of Huntsville. And I appreciated him for being honest and like really not being with the dumb shit. That's just how I feel. I appreciate that him stating facts, stating what it is, and moving on. But I didn't appreciate that I don't like the fact that this is the road that Tisha is continuing to go down. Take a cue from your husband. Your husband is, again, making you look stupid, because he is changing right in front of our eyes, to the point where I even agreed with him on the last review, and you are still in the same spot. And on this episode, he did it again. So he's just showing showing us how stupid you are and how stupid you look. Wow. He's starting to win people over. I mean, I'm not going to change my feelings towards him. I just agree with some of the things that he says, or how he's moving now in some cases. Yeah. So, like I said, I wasn't happy that they tried to blame it on the millimeters. I'm glad that they are relinquishing that part of the story slowly but surely. Like, not all of them are constantly talking about millimeters, or every episode they bringing up millimeters. So I'm glad that they are kind of like moving away towards that, because they see that the shit ain't working. And then I didn't like the fact that they said that it wasn't shut down when it was in fact shut down. Just come clean. It is what it is. Marceau then says that, again, like he said last time, it was a tax issues in the furniture, about some furniture stuff. And, Mel and we all said the same thing. We've never heard of that before in our life, but that's the story you're sticking with. I'm here for it. Go with it. Run with it. It is what it is. I don't really care. I don't know. I'm not going to ever go to Huntsville and go to black, or any other thing in Huntsville for that matter. Because it's not just black. It's just, I'm not going to Huntsville. I don't know. I'm not going. So I don't really care. It is what it is. Tisha and Ken and Stormy and her husband shows up. They discuss the Destiny situation. Tisha talks about Kimmy and Destiny and the fact that she invited Stormy, so Destiny should feel some kind of way. And I didn't like the fact that she kept bringing it up. Like, Tisha's always looking at the negative, as opposed to just being quiet and just letting things play out the way it is. Like, you don't always have to say something. Just sit down and chill and don't say anything. You really don't have to say anything. But this whole episode, that's really all she was doing, was like being messy the whole episode. Kimmy explains that she feels that Moses was the majority of the problem, and she holds him to blame because he was in a relationship with Destiny and not Stormy. And I agree with her. I feel like I agree with her that he was the majority of the problem, because in fact he was in a relationship with Destiny, and he should have been the one, regardless of how the relationship panned out, how it ended, whatever they say, whatever the timeline was, he is the one that should have completely severed ties with Destiny and went his own way before he started dating Sunny. Even if they say that that's actually what happened, that they were not together, but he was still seeing her and he still gave her money. So there's still a connection there and a tie there. I don't think it was a clean break. However y'all want to say it, it's whatever. I just don't think that it was a clean enough break and it caused confusion. Period. But I do think that Sunny did have a little bit of blame because she did meet Moses before. She did know that Destiny was dealing with Moses, and it is what it is. So I don't feel like they're equally at fault. I do feel like Moses carries more fault than Sunny. Stormy feels that they're equally responsible, both Sunny and Moses. I don't agree. I don't feel like they're equally responsible because of the fact that he was in a relationship. She knew, but he was in a relationship. So I feel I fault him more than I fault Sunny. Mel says that Sunny reached out to Kimmy when Kimmy was diagnosed with cancer. And when she found out, she said she was, helping her and praying for her and sending her stuff. And for Kimmy, she's surprised that Kimmy is acting like this towards Sunny. We didn't know that. And this is what I'm saying. Nobody knew that, regardless of what Sunny's position was as a producer of the show or whatever the case may be, is we never knew that Sunny did this stuff for Kimmy. And I feel like this is the stuff that she could have been speaking about. Instead of her taking the approach that she did, or her husband taking the approach that he did, they could have been discussing things like this last season and this season as well. But they're going to do what they're going to do. Like I said, they always going to do what they're going to do. They discuss Tish ex-husband, and Marceau says he told him that he owes Ken a thank you. And like I said last time, I agree, because he stepped in and raised his kids for him when he wasn't there, when he left, and didn't think twice to look back. Ken says that Tish X is jealous, and I got that as well, because he kept saying, oh, he's so big and he always in the gym and this and that. And I'm just like, jealousy maybe? A little bit. Marceau says that the ex feels that they had a pre-relationship before this relationship when he was still with her. And, so we find out that Ken and Tish had been talking on social media since 2015, on and off. And that was around the time, that they were still married. So more and more is being revealed that Tish gets around. And it's not looking good for you, sis. It's not looking good for you. Because your husband is having these conversations with all of these people. And again, it's not looking good for you. But she's boring anyway. Get off the show. So, the ex was correct when he said that they were communicating with each other and possibly communicating with each other, that he was possibly waiting for her and that he was commenting under her post. He was right. And waiting for her to get divorced so that they could be, he probably was. I don't know. You have men like that, but it is what it is. So Mel says that she understands that they would have communications and that platonic relationships do exist, which platonic relationships do exist. But then you also have some people who do want to date people and they will wait for them. Marceau and Tisha doesn't think that platonic relationships exist, or they don't think that Ken and Trish had that platonic relationship. And then Tisha tries to imply that, Martell was right when he said that that Mel was speaking to men during their relationship. And I'm just like, girl, why is it? Mel lives in your brain rent free. Why is that even a thing? Why did you even bring that up? And my whole thing is, she could have been speaking to them about business. She could have been speaking to them about anything. Why does it have to be a relationship? And I mean, like relationship things. And then on top of that, why do you feel like we're going to trust anything that Martell says? She lives rent free in your head, and you need to get over that. You need to take a good look in the mirror and love yourself, and get out of let this lady get out of your head. She literally lives in your head rent free, because there's not an episode that has transpired yet where you have not been the one to bring up Mel. Every episode, several scenes. Stop letting that lady live rent free in your head. We know you jealous of her. We know you don't like, you mad because you can't move like she move. It's all right, but you got to love yourself enough so that you can be who you need to be, and stop trying to be who you think that she's going to be. Because it's never going to happen. This lady lives rent free in your head. Stop talking about this lady. Anyway, and my whole thing is, you're not going to convince me that men and women can't have platonic relationships. Neither Marcel or Tisha. Y'all not gonna convince me. Kimmy, Maurice, none of y'all are gonna convince me that men and women can't be platonic friends. I've always been the type where I can be friends with males and have platonic relationships and don't have feelings towards them. I don't know what they're thinking, but my whole thing is, if I'm not into you and I don't like you, I can have a conversation with you, I can hang out with you, I can chill with you, and there will be nothing that happens. Nothing that's going on platonic 100%. I even got into it with this girl one time because there was this guy that I used to deal with. We were still cool. We would meet up and have lunch and stuff like that. He even came to my house and we was just chilling, like nothing going on after that. And she got mad because she said, I made a statement that men and women can be platonic relationships. Then she gets under the comments and had a whole so me and her had a back and forth because she feels like men and women can't. Girl, nobody don't want your man, and if I did want your man, I could have took him. But that's neither here nor there. I am the type of person that I can have a platonic relationship with a male and don't want to date them. But that's just, my brain is wired like that sometimes. I've had plenty of friendships with men and don't have feelings for them. No matter what stage I'm in. Like, I could be cool with people and don't want to go there. But I don't know. Y'all drop that in the comments and let me know if y'all feel like men and women can be in platonic relationships. There's plenty of people who I know who are friends with males or best friends with males and don't want to do anything. It is what it is. Whatever. I feel like Tisha's being shady. And she really needs to just focus on herself and her own mess and just leave Mel out of it. Like, stop bringing up Mel and stop bringing up that dirt. Like, nobody cares enough. Move the storyline forward. You ain't doing nothing but talking about Mel, and every time y'all get into those confessionals, every time something goes down. Let's see what's going on with y'all and y'all business. Stop talking about her, because we don't really care about it from you. Mel announces that she wants to invite the ladies on a girls' trip to St. Thomas. And Nell and the rest of them poke fun at Melody's last name. But I think there's I think y'all gotta pay attention to the little things that this group does. And the reason why I say that is because there's a video going around where they on vacation. I don't even know if they on vacation, but I know they poolside and they all at a pool. The other cast members minus Mel. Martell is there, they talking, and they poking fun about her name changing event that she had. And we hear Kimmy in the background saying that name changing event was some BS. Yes, that was you, Kimmy. We heard your voice. That was you. We know that you secretly don't like her. And I'm just like, these girls are not this lady's friend. And I don't even know what it is. I don't know why, but they really don't. And now that video also just proved that they talk about her behind her back. And then they poke fun at Martell because all you hear Martell scream, all you hear is Marcel screaming in the background saying, oh, now Martell gonna change his name and he gonna drop the L and the T off. You understand what I'm saying? So, and this has happened more than once. They've done it before when they was on vacation, before the season started. And I'm just feeling like, why? Like, what is? My throat is dry. Sorry. What I'm trying to figure out what the beef is. What's the big deal? What's the beef that they constantly have to take shots at her? And then people is getting the video and they dropping the video. So I just feel like they do have a secret animosity towards her. And I feel like Mel needs to start playing dirty just like they play dirty, which I believe that's what she's starting to do. They need to, because she goes back and she watches the seasons and she knows what they say about her in the confessionals too. So good for her. Kudos to her. You know, Tisha wants to invite a +1, and I'm believing it will be Destiny, and we come to find out at the end of the episode that it in fact was Destiny. So Mel, you know, she'll be inviting Sunny. She said it already. And Sunny, and she tells the ladies to bring the bottles that she had given them back with them on vacation to the beach because they're going to do something special. And, you know, there was also a clip recently this week circulating around of Sunny saying that she aligned herself with Mel because they both have the same common enemy. I'm not mad at them. She needs an ally on her side. If Sunny's going to be the ally for the purpose of whatever the purpose is, to combat these ladies always secretly taking pot shots at her, I'm not mad at her at all. I'm not mad at Sunny either, because Sunny needs an ally and these ladies are not going to be her friend. They always going to take Destiny's side. So I feel like if y'all two team up together, y'all can make it work and fight fire with fire. I'm not mad at them for that. I'm not mad at Mel for that, and I'm not mad at Sunny for that. I'm not. I just feel like they constantly taking shots at these women, and their feet need to be held to the fire as well. It is what it is. Tisha and Kimmy and Destiny meet up, and you know, Destiny said she didn't come to the tasting because she had a date, and she didn't feel like she was ready. And I just feel like your whole storyline, Destiny, is based on Sunny and Moses on this show, and you are dating and you're not even showing us that. When your storyline could be you trying to get yourself back up, get yourself back on your feet, you out there dating, you're having a good time, like, show us that. This is what I'm trying to say is when they harping on the wrong thing in this season. Tisha and them is not giving us nothing. They're not really showing us nothing. Stormy is not even showing us nothing, because that old fake line with that lady, that storyline, and that is old. It happened a year ago. Kimmy is really just piggybacking off of everybody else's attack of Mel. Tish is boring as heck. So what is there to give us? Y'all not giving us nothing. And instead of y'all giving us what's really going on, Destiny, you dating, what's going on with Tisha and their businesses, Kimmy, what's going on with you and your progress with your cancer. Instead of y'all focusing on a real storylines and what's really going on, something that would entice the viewers, y'all giving us this crap. That's why everybody is upset. That's why everybody feel the way they feel, because there's so many things that y'all could be focused on, but y'all not focused on stuff that will entertain us fully and give us what we want. And y'all think focusing on tearing down Mel and what she's doing is going to make things better? It's not. If y'all focus on the things that are really going on in y'all life and focus on that and making y'all seem human as opposed to this weird, I don't know what it is, your ratings would probably be better, because you still have a decent rating. Y'all still have decent ratings right now. And y'all still have enough people that's still watching that could turn it around and be interested. But y'all just refuse to want to do the pivot. Y'all refuse to pivot. So y'all leaving us with no other choice but to be angry and upset and don't want to watch. Because we all know that this is foolishness when y'all could be giving us real stuff. Anyway, I digress. Let's go. So Destiny feels like she's not letting anybody run her away, because Kimmy feels like she didn't come because of that, because she heard she invited Sunny, and she's like, she's not letting anybody run her away from her friend group, blah blah blah, whatever. We don't really care. Like I said, we don't care. We over the Sonny and Moses situation, move on to something new. We don't really care because they not revolving their lives around you. And I've already said that. Nobody in their right mind is going to revolve their life around you. One individual, absolutely not. Anyway, so now, and I feel like Destiny needs to stop playing a bad girl act and, stop giving us that big D energy when you need to be giving that energy to the LeBarrett child because he is dragging you through the mud. Child, you are on your hands and knees and he is dragging. Give the big D energy to him. We don't really care about nothing else. But we'll discuss that at the end when we get to her portion at the end. Anyway, Tisha is talking about Sonny's trying to take her friends, meaning Kimmy, because they had a meetup and stuff like that. And I'm just like, see, again, messy. Just being messy for no reason. Kimmy was going to tell her that she had lunch with her. You're messy. Get a life and a clue, child. Get a life and a clue. Kimmy admits that she has a level of respect for Sonny, and a concern for Sonny, and she wanted to hear her out because Sonny did reach out to her during her cancer situation, and so she wanted to meet on a double date to hear what she had to say about the whole situation with Destiny and Moses. So that's why she met up. But I don't know, for some reason when I was watching that scene, I thought that I can't remember if Sonny said she reached out to Destiny. I mean, to Kimmy. I think she did. I can't remember. I really can't remember. That shows that I really don't be. I don't know. I don't be paying attention too much to this. But she said that's why she went to. But then you can't really tell because she seemed like she was alright and she seemed like she was chummy with Sonny, and now you backpedaling. I was weirded out because when you was at the meetup with Sonny or at the date with Sonny, you didn't have this feeling towards her, which I don't know. Mel touched on it again too at the end, but I agreed. She put on one face when she was at the dinner with her, and now you see a whole nother face with her when she meeting up with Kimmy and Destiny. I mean, it is what it is. She downplaying it to me. I feel like she was downplaying it. That's the word I was looking for. I felt like Kimmy was kind of like downplaying that whole situation and trying to make it seem like Sonny was coming after her and it wasn't like mutual. I don't know. Destiny said that she told Martell that he needs to give her a commission for selling his house to Sonny. And I'm just like, girl, it's not that serious. It's not that serious. I really don't. I'm having a hard time understanding why these people are stopping their bags for her. You want them to be as broke as you? He already broke as you. You want him to stay there and not sell that house and not make no money? That's what you're trying to tell us? I don't know. Anyway, they discussed the fact that Tisha and Martell linked up a few times at Martell's house, and that's what Stormy said. It is what it is. Tisha, in fact, invites Destiny to the girls' trip, and Kimmy, she was a little bit hesitant and reluctant to go. And I'm just like, but girl, it's a free trip. You know you're gonna go because you're broke and you can't go anywhere else. You might as well just go. I don't know. I just feel like Tisha, she's messy. She's messy. I don't understand why they so advocating so much for Destiny to go, knowing that she don't really mess with Mel. This is Mel's trip. Y'all should have respected her enough to tell her that this was what y'all was gonna do. But y'all move how y'all want to move. It is what it is. Like I said, Kimmy feels like they should come to a resolve because they've been able to speak things out at other. Excuse me. Sorry. Kimmy feels like they should come to some sort of resolve because they normally, at these girls' trips, they work through stuff and are able to communicate and come to a happy medium. But she feels like her and Mel will be able to come to a happy medium eventually if she goes to this girls' trip. And I'm just like, no, I think she's done with Destiny. And all of the crap that Destiny been talking all season, I hope Mel watched it out and then really watched it back and then really done with her. And then the stuff that she been saying about her on the interviews, wash your hands with her. So there's no coming back from that. So I don't even understand why that y'all want them to work things out and do this and do that. And then y'all want them to be at a place where they could be cordial to one another and be around one another. I don't feel like that should be happening. But whatever. It's whatever. It's whatever. Melody and Sonny meet up at this cute little boutique. They got like little cute stuff. Melody invites Sonny to the girls' trip. and they're shopping for some stuff for the trip, like bikinis and clothes and stuff like that. And she said, if they're gonna go and duke it out with these chicks at this trip, why not look fashionable? And I agree. You know, a cute outfit will always get you cool points with me, child. Always, always, always. I'm here for it. You know, Melanie tells Sonny that the group had strong opinions about her and Moses' relationship. You know, they were all discussing about issues that happened recently, that, you know, that transpired recently when they met up with them. They talked about the buying of the house. They talked about just everything that was told to them discussion-wise. It is what it is. They just talked about a lot of stuff. So Sonny said that Kimmy was good with her, but Mel was like, Kimmy was expressing some concerns as well. And like I said, when they met up, it seemed like everything was good, that she was understanding both sides of it, blah, 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 blah. At the end of the day, she's still Destiny's friend, so she's going to be on her side. It's not like she was trying to persuade her. She was just trying to give her another perspective. And Kimmy seemed like she was receptive of it, but now you're backpedaling, like I said. I didn't like her use of the word Mel. I didn't like Mel's use of the word disdain. Because it seems more malicious than it actually was. I don't feel like it was that bad that it was disdain for the situation or things like that. Or maybe they cut out stuff that we didn't hear. I just felt like they was having a regular discussion about the situation. So I don't think it was disdain. So I think that that's a really strong word to use for this kind of situation. But I get what she's trying to do. I understand the effect. I get what she's trying to do. I thought it was a little bit messy by her telling what she told. I mean, but it is what it is. They've been doing it all season, so I'm not mad at her. I'm just calling it out. I'm not mad at her. And I don't dislike her for it. I say an eye for an eye. That's it. So I understand why she's doing it. I'm just calling a spade a spade. I didn't like the word disdain. I didn't like how she used it. I don't think this situation or conversation called for that word, that strong of a word. And it is what it is. And I felt like it was a little bit messy from what she said about Stormy as well. But it is what it is. I'm not mad at her. Not one bit. A friend of a friend, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. I get it. Mel tells Stormy that Stormy said out of all of the places, why Huntsville? And that they're trying to throw it in Destiny's face. And I'm just like, girl, that was messy for telling her that. But again, nobody's planning their life around Destiny or outside of Destiny, and nobody's tiptoeing around Destiny either. So girl, bye. And then you and Stormy and Destiny had their own issues. So for you to be caping for her so hard too is weird to me. It's just weird to me. It is what it is. But if I was Sonny, I wouldn't deal with none of them on no level. I would just have casual conversations with them. Not even casual, but I would just be cordial to them in passing, and that's it. They wouldn't know anything else about me. Nothing. I would be high and by, and when I would have to sit with them and have like conversations with them, I would be silent. Mum's the word. I would be a mute. They would think I was a mute. Even if they was to ask me my opinion, I would be like, I don't have an opinion. If I was Sonny, not Stormy. If I was Sonny, I wouldn't give them any ammunition. Nothing. Dust. Yeah. But I do agree. That nobody revolves their life around Destiny, which is true, because Mel said the same thing, and I agree. Sonny and Moses could do what they want. If they want to move to Huntsville, if they want to have a baby, if they want to do this, they want to do that, they can. It's their life. Destiny don't pay none of their bills, and apparently she don't pay her own. So I wouldn't even worry about her, because like I said, she don't pay none of their bills, nor does she even pay her own, or she would have been in court with LeBaric. Child, please. Mel also states that the women might be taking their issues out with their men out on Sonny because they can't put a face to what's going on in their marriages and stuff like that, and what their men are doing. And, so Sonny is the next best thing. And I agree. I feel like they are doing that to Sonny because they know what's going on and they can't punch who they want to punch or punch at who they want to punch at. So she's it, and she's on the show. They can't do it to Ariane because she won't get on the show. You know, they can't do it to Cold She can't get on the show. So they're not going to really punch down at her. And then the fact that they're going to use Ariane against Melody. So that's never going to happen. So Sunny is the next best thing. So I agree. And I'm not mad at her. I'm not mad at her for saying it. I'm not mad at her for putting it out there on Front Street because they know what their husbands is doing. They just not putting it out on Front Street. So now she going to eye for an eye. I'm not mad at Mel at all. I told y'all that already. I'm not mad at her. Give them what they've been giving you for the last 8 seasons. I'm not mad at them. I find it both funny and shady, you know, that Mel is no longer holding back. I'm not mad. It's funny. Get them. But I got to call it shady too because I call what they do to her shady. I'm not mad. You know, put it all out on Front Street. I'm not mad at all. I'm not mad at all. They discussed the strong opinions regarding Sunny and Destiny, but she heard that Kimmy says she refuses to call Coleslaw a side chick when it comes to, you know, that situation. And they did have her, they played that clip a few times. And I agree. You call a thing a thing. So when eventually, when stuff come out about Marceau and Maurice, we gonna use your words, Kimmy, and we not gonna call them people side pieces. Child, we not. So just remember that, and remember everything you say. You're gonna eat those words, everything you say. Because allegedly a couple of weeks ago he did get pulled over for a DUI with lipstick on his shirt, but allegedly, child, allegedly. Okay. I agree with what Mel said as well when she says, why go so hard for Destiny, and Destiny was never married to Moses and all of that stuff. I agree. Relationships break up all the time. People have issues and separate in relationships all the time. Why are y'all going so hard about her? She was in a 15-year on and off relationship with this man. Booty calls, all of that good stuff. They wasn't even in a real relationship. They long distance. They was back and forth. They was on and off. So why are y'all going so hard for her? Kimmy, Tisha, it's perplexing to me. I mean, but y'all gonna do what y'all gonna do. And we're gonna let it play out. And we're gonna drag y'all like we've been dragging y'all for the hypocrisy that y'all are putting in our faces every week. It's a double standard. And y'all can't even refute that. Whatever. And defending Martell to be a good guy is asinine. Kimmy, you're weird. They don't have no compassion for Mel. I agree. Or her situation. I agree. They didn't show no compassion for her. They don't have no compassion for her. They don't have no empathy for her. Nor do they have sympathy for her. And I feel like an eye for an eye. Expose them all. I'm not mad at her. Not one bit. At all. No, Mel said that no one in this group can talk to her about a girl code and they can kiss her assets. Child, I'm not mad. They can't. They don't have no girl code. She was their friend, but yet they bigging up Ariane in the background. And even with Miss Wanda, you got her in her thing bigging up the stuff that she was doing to Mel in the background. You say you can't call her a side chick, and you know that's what she was. So there's no girl code in this group. So I say hand them their ASSs. Hand it to them, Mel. Kudos to you. I'm not mad at you. Treat them how they treat you. And then let them see how it feels. Because they're not going to like it. They're not going to like that they don't have the access. They're not gonna like that you shade them to death. They're not gonna like it. They could dish it, but they cannot take it out. Take it. They can't take it. That's what I noticed about this group. They could dish it, but they cannot take it. So give them exactly what they're looking for. Anyway, that was my spiel about Love and Marriage Huntsville episode, 13? I can't remember what episode it was, child. I don't know. Yeah. that was my spiel about episode 13. Child, let's talk about some of the Destiny news and some of the Sunny news. Not Sunny, Stormy news. I keep getting them mixed up because they both named start with S. Anyway. The last scene talks about the girls' trip. And that's Kimmy getting bucked, child. It seems like Kimmy getting bucked. And I'm just like, girl, ain't nobody scared of you. Ain't nobody scared of you. And Nell, of all places, ain't Nell old. Put them in a place. Because we tired of them. We tired of them. Put them in a place. We tired of them. Anyway. So I'm sure y'all been in these YouTube streets and on these internet streets and y'all heard about Destiny losing her case to LeBarrick, child. Losing her case to LeBarrick. She owed $19,000 she got to pay back. Child, you better hit up Kimmy or Tisha. They caping for you so hard. You better hit up Kimmy and Tisha and ask them for some of that money to help you pay your bills, child. Help you pay your bills. She got to pay all of that for a lot of things, child. $19,000? You got it, Destiny? I don't think so. You got bigger fish to fry than Moses and Sunny. You got bigger fish to fry. You need to keep... LeBarrick got his foot on your neck. He is not letting up. He got his foot on your neck. Anytime you say something even out of order, he gonna come for you. And you've been doing interview after interview after interview after interview like somebody cares. Nobody don't care. Nobody don't care about your story. Nobody don't care about the lies that you're telling. Nobody don't care what you have to say. And you doing all of these interviews for nothing. And now you have a whole lawsuit against you because you made these DV allegations against your ex-husband. And he already got his foot on your neck. And now he pressing. And now you got to pay $19,000 back in 30 days. I don't think you're going to do it and be able to do it in 30 days. I don't think you are. So you have other pressing issues that you need to worry about as opposed to worrying about Sunny and Moses. See what I'm saying? Destiny got all this stuff going on in the background, but we don't see none of this playing out on the show. All she's talking about is Sunny and Moses. We don't see none of this playing out in the back. She got all this stuff going out in the background. Dating, the court case with LeBarrick, all of that stuff. Unless you got a gag order and you can't talk about that, but you can still talk about your dating. He got his foot on your neck. And it's sad, but girl, worry about that. Worry about that. And you also got to serve 45 days. But the 45 days has been suspended for 2 years pending you don't do anything else crazy. Which your ego is too big. Is not going to allow you not to do anything crazy. In 2 years. 2 years is a long time. That's like 700 days. 720. That's a long time for you not to say nothing after you've been doing all these interviews. So I think you're going to have to do the 45 days. I think you are. See what I'm saying? Sunny and Moses is the least of her problems. The least of her problems. It's the least of her problems. But we'll see. We'll see. But anyway, that's my spiel about that little Destiny situation. Kyle dropped all of these receipts about Stormy. They going back and forth. She countersuing him. He said all of the stuff that he did. That the fact that he was going after content creators, all of the stuff like that. It was a whole big thing. I didn't want to discuss it. I didn't want to cover it because Stormy be striking people's videos on the low, allegedly. Like I said, that's what she be doing. So, I didn't want to talk about it because I'm not getting involved in all of that stuff. Anyway. But yeah, that was my spiel. Y'all drop that in the comments and let me know what y'all think about this whole situation and the stuff that's going on in Love and Marriage Huntsville world. And I'll see you guys for the next one. Peace.